Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and today we will decorate my scrap stash. Well, it's just a box yet and I want to give it some love. I want to decorate it and I will do it like in a long way. This video could be shorter. It was intended to be not a voiceover, but it didn't happen, so here we go. And I will use my tissue paper with this stamping and I will adhere it with the collage medium. So we will need water resistant ink, some stamps of course, scissors, tissue paper, something to decorate the box like paper scraps, maybe these navel dots, and yeah, so everything you like to for decorations. And yeah, and first what I will do, I will just basically make a collage paper. I will stamp right on this tissue paper with my black water resistant ink. And yeah, I will choose some stamps that I like. Why do you need a water resistant ink is that, well, it depends on the way you will adhere it to your surface. I will use matte gel and it's preferable to apply the matte gel on top of the tissue paper as well, and if you do that, it will smudge your stamp impression if you don't do it with the water resistant ink. But unfortunately my ink is water resistant but not matte gel resistant, so it smudges a little bit and it actually needs a lot of time to dry, which I didn't have. So yeah, it's fine. Maybe if you use like archival ink or StazOn ink or anything else, it would be better. So I'm choosing like first bigger stamps and then I will go to smaller stamps. So first I fill the area with my stamping with my big stamps and then I will just fill all the blank spots with smaller stamps. And I also do some second generation stamping and also third generation stamping because, well, it will give a little bit more dimension because I use only one color, and with that it gives me like the tones of gray, and yeah, so I can have different not different colors but different shades of color, so it won't be like completely black everywhere. So if you know this collage paper by Tim Holtz, it's basically the same, but yeah, your own. You can choose your stamps you like, you can choose the color of the ink you like, really adjustable. And of course this is quite a lot for my project and I will use the rest somewhere else in collages. And I had to put this ugly paper underneath because I don't want to stamp on my newest mat. I try to protect it for now. Yeah, probably won't last for long, this protection feeling, but at least in the start. So as you can see now I'm playing with a bit smaller stamps. I did some numbers, doing some flowers and yeah, like roses. As you can see there is not much space left, and here it's probably better to cover as much space as possible because negative space is kind of strange here because collage paper, but you do you. Of course it's optional. Maybe you want more negative space, so the more stuff underneath will be shown. So yeah, that's optional. Some more numbers. It's kind of a Tim Holtz style as well. I will try to link the stamps down below, but not promising because these are mostly fake ones and I don't really want to link the fake stamps. My cat says hi, maybe you heard it. Kitty, what's happening? Yeah, she sleeps. Just says hi and sleepy. My hands were all black after that and I had to wash it, but it didn't really help much. Just a little bit, so forgive me for these inky fingers. Next time I will do this with my gloves on. So now I'm just measuring what piece I need. And I would like to tear it because it will give a little bit more of a better edge to it. It will blend into the like box surface. It will not look as something that were put on. So straight edge or like cut edge will look a little bit, well, like it's something adhered to it. and with the torn edge it blends beautifully. If you have like a book pages or white paper or anything like that, the tissue paper will kind of disappear because it's translucent, and on the box of course it will be shown, but I will go over it with my distress oxide to kind of give it a little bit of color to match the box, but you will see it later in a minute. So here I'm also deciding to, of course, reap other edges that are straight because, well, it will look strange that some edges are straight and some are not. And I'm trying to save as much as possible, so doing this in a small portions. And yeah, I'm smudging the ink here and there because it's not fully dry and it really takes so long to dry, but that's okay. We junk journalists are used to having our fingers dirty in like glue, ink, or whatever we use. So I'm applying my mud gel on top of the box. You can also use glue stick, and in that case you won't need to really go over the tissue paper on top, well, because it will be gluey. With mud gel I prefer to apply it on top as well because it will protect the tissue paper because it's quite fragile. So yeah, I'm sticking it on, but well, yeah, it's better to glue it in sections, not the whole piece at once, because you will have this air bubbles and wrinkles and such. I'm not really cared about it, so if you care, please consider it. So as you can see, I'm smudging my ink a bit. I don't really know if this is because it's not dry or it's not mud gel resistant, because mud gel is not really water-based, perhaps. I don't know. So yeah, Mod Podge would also work here. I'm not really mad about it smudging. It doesn't smudge too much, but yeah, it might ruin the impression. So if you don't like that, please make sure to use the right ink or apply it with the glue stick, or don't cover the tissue paper on top. It will give me sort of a grayish look to it in some places and a little bit of smudging, but that's okay. It adds to the grunge, I would say. And we can, when I will dry it, we can definitely see what places are not glued on. So as you can see, it's look more translucent, and here it's whitish, so it means that it's not really glued well here. And I'm using my vintage photo to color the tissue paper a little bit, matching the color of the box, so it will not stand out that much as a white piece. You can also directly stamp on a box. I decided to do it on tissue paper because I can use it later on, and I won't feel so pressured about doing it right on the box because, well, I might not like the stamping I made. I might smudge it as well. I might like move the stamp a bit and it will be ruined. So I didn't want any of that. So I decided to do a tissue paper. And yeah, it will be a great collage piece for later, and I can change things as I go if I like it, if I don't like it. And yeah, it really adds more interest if you do it that way than like doing it directly on a box, I think, in my opinion. So getting rid of the ink, and because the piece, I've dried it of course, but it wasn't like completely dry, the oxidation is already happening because of the oxides, as you can see on the rose, although I will cover it, but we can see it, just a bit of the oxidation. So now I will do a simple collage, not all the whole surface, but in the edges, because it's a scrap stash and I want to use some scraps. I want to do some simple collaging, and I will even go for irregular shapes, not like triangles, rectangulars. Rectangles. Sorry, the day after work, and yeah, noticeable. Making the words, new words. Okay, so I'm inking here and there, not too much, because I was too lazy to go get my handle with the topper. So using the brush. here I decided that I want to sort of emphasize the corners, and I will do like straight edges in the corners because, well, the box is straight, and rough edge, torn edge in the different parts. And I use all sorts of scraps that I have, some engineering books, music paper, my Collage masterboard scan that you can find on my Boosty page, linked down below. Yeah. Everything you like here. So guys, let me know in the comments if you do have this sort of a scrap stash, well, the thing where you store all your small scraps, or do you prefer to use them as you collect, like where you have them you use them, or you use the file system, or, well, I don't know, I'm really interested in how you store these small scraps or scraps in general, because I'm trying to come up with ideas for storage. Not my best thing, like organizing. I keep organizing things and then ruining it, and it waits until the next organization session. So yeah, so I'm really interested in how you store your craft supplies, not only scraps, but in general. So here I decided to use some lace, and I'm choosing between my options. For now I will go for the bottom part, but then I will switch to the top part because I thought it will look better. So if you're interested in the masterboards that I use, you can go to my Boosty page, Boosty site, and yeah, they are available as freebies there. You can find them and use them as you want. And if you do something with my freebies, or even my digitals, if you have bought it, and I'm really happy if you do, it makes me so inspired to do more for you, to create more, and I'm happy that you acknowledge my my work. So yeah, thank you for purchasing my ladies in my Boosty. Yeah, so there are also freebies, and if you use them, if you want to share them with us, with me, please tag me on Instagram or even YouTube. I'm always eager to watch what you are doing. So now I'm just applying it with my glue. First I'm using the liquid glue, but then I will switch to glue stick plus liquid glue to kind of save my liquid glue, because I'm using it quite a lot when it is not so necessary. Yeah, I'm trying to save it. Although it's not that expensive, and there is a bigger bottle of it, so I can buy it. But I'm afraid that bigger bottle has bigger nozzle as well. I'm not sure. So I will buy it later and see if it has a bigger nozzle or not. You know what's always funny for me? I'm not a native speaker, and I was picking up this junk journaling words, vocabulary, like from a YouTube and stuff, and of course I'm not good at it, and I'm not good at stationary words, but what I'm good on is a technical vocabulary, because my job is connected to engineering and stuff, and I know such things as nozzle. Yeah. I don't think twice about saying that, but when I need to kind of think about, paper clusters, embellishments, I think twice or or triple times. Yeah, that's hard. And then kind of really feel that I don't know the everyday vocabulary sometimes, or like specific vocabulary, but it is still normal, usual, but I know some technical stuff. But I'm trying my best, guys. Forgive me if I'm saying something wrong or if I mix up grammar. I hope you're not mad at me. I'm trying my best. So yeah, putting the lace in the top part now. I was choosing like what is better, bottom or the top, and yeah, I decided on the top. Usually I worked with my mud gel to adhere like lace or fabric, but when I discovered this glue, I'm fine without it, and it's much easier than working with mud gel. It's kind of messy. You need to wash your brush and all of that. And mud gel is really expensive for me. I don't really have all these craft things in my country now, so it's harder for me to get it. It's still available, but really costs a lot. And especially if I like want to buy a Tim Holtz stuff or anything, I know it's expensive even like abroad, but in my country it is extremely expensive. Like for example, stamps can cost like a fifth part of the like minimum salary. Can you imagine? Like stamps cost like fifth part of the minimum salary. It's it's just one set of stamps. Like for example, field notes stamp set. I really wanted to talk about it with you guys. We didn't really have a moment to do so. Of course, it's a minimum salary, but yeah, just thinking about it makes me crazy how much you need to pay for stamps. But that's okay, I guess. I want to sometime invent into these Tim Holtz stamps because they're of course beautiful, and I want to support the artists, and I don't really like to use fake ones. I didn't really know they were fake, but yeah, they're really expensive. I want to buy them, really, I do. I want to support the artists and companies that do craft stuff, but yeah, it's hard. So yeah, I'm finishing my collage. Adding a little bit more colorful elements to it because it was quite neutralish, and I had in my masterboard a little bit more colorful pieces, so yeah, I decided to use them, such as this bubble wrap tissue paper. Actually, it was a tissue paper with bubble wrapping, like stamping with the acrylic paint, and yeah, now it's available to use like anytime. So I decided to add some sort of focal points to it. I also had flowers in mind, but I decided to go for these washi tape girls because they kind of blend into the background more than my flowers. They will stand out a lot. And they have this fashion theme going on because of the scraps that I've used, so ladies will do well. And I also have this washi tape with the fashion style as well. So yeah, good combination. Although it doesn't really go with the background tissue paper like field notes and stuff, but that's okay. Maybe these are field labels, field notes of a fashion lady that has a hobby to go somewhere and take field notes. Who knows? And your hobbies are fashion and field notes. I will also decorate the flaps of the box as well. Not, well, on the outside all of them, but on the inside, not all of them. I will also decorate the inside cover, because I will always open and close it and I will see the image underneath, so why not? But we will proceed to that a bit later. Now I'm applying my washi tape. I have finished this one. I'm really sad about it because I liked it a lot. And I don't know where to find the similar one. It was a set, and yeah, there was a small amount of that washi tape, so I finished it quite fast. Maybe I should go find it on AliExpress, I don't know. I have a lot of black washi tape, but black doesn't really work well with my junk journaling style. I like to use it in my planner and such, because there I don't really care about color scheme and so on, but in my junk journaling, black is usually a little bit too much because I work with neutrals and vintage stuff. Well, sometimes I add colorful things, but not all the time. And still with the colorful things, black kind of overweighs everything. So I'm fussy cutting the ladies because there were a little bit too much of a white border around it. It won't be white, it will be sort of a translucent grayish color, but still it will be visible, and less visible is better, I guess. And yeah, they're washi tape, like stickers, so not really a solid image. Now applying it to the left corner. I will apply one more lady in the right corner as well, but later. And yeah, you can really see this sort of a grayish border, and I thought that this left lady is missing her leg and I've cut accidentally through it. I don't know, I haven't found it. So yeah, I'm applying the same vintage photo oxide to kind of blend it a bit more out of this translucent gray color, but not too much. As you can see on the like book pages and music paper, it blends beautifully, but on the box you can't see it. Now I decided that I need sort of a label or something like that to kind of name it Scrap Stash, and I decided to go for a gold embossing with my handwriting. It might be better to put some sort of a, paper with the title on it, like a book plate, but I really didn't want to cover the background and didn't want to add anything in center, like any more paper pieces. So I decided to do it by my hand and with the gold embossing because it will still stand out enough for me. I was hoping to fit it in one row, but yeah, I didn't manage, so I'm doing it in 2 rows. But I feel like this is even more interesting that way. So yeah, now I will emboss it. First I will clean some of the excess of the powder in unnecessary places. I was afraid that it will stick to the matte gel on top. It's dry, but it might be possible, I don't know. So removing the excess back in the jar. Now we will heat it with my embossing gun. I always like to watch how the embossing happens because you can really see the moment of the powder melting. Like, yeah, can you see it? It's so fascinating. I'm always in awe when I'm doing this and when I watch it and when I watch someone doing it. So yeah, it stands out as much as I want. And it's gold, we always like gold. So I decided to use this masterboard piece because it was big enough to cover the flap. I didn't really decorate the flaps too much. I just used one piece of paper for each flap, but it's okay. And I really was feeling sad that it's again a long video and not a short one. But yeah, it's okay. Because it's voiceover, it doesn't really matter. But I actually was talking to you and you can see it by me gesturing. But yeah, sometimes microphones don't cooperate with us. It's a little bit stands out. Maybe I will ink it later with my Distress Oxide, but in the moment I wasn't really realizing it. But yeah, I will probably ink it a bit to cover that much of a whiteness to it, this not really vintage look. Tell me about the weather you have, guys, because, well, for us it's finally spring. And it was really warm a few days before, but right now it's kind of a cold again, and the wind is extremely cold. It like in my country we have this saying like freezing to the bones. Maybe you have similar like freezing to death. I don't know. Yeah, so we have this freezing to the bones kind of saying about the wind and cold weather in general. So yeah, it's not really pleasant. It was like 8 degrees Celsius plus 8, but before, like 2 days before, it was 16 degrees Celsius. So 2 times colder, and yeah, the most of the cold goes to the wind, and it was like 8 degrees Celsius, but it felt like 1 degree. I don't know. It's I hate this weather changes. I don't really like when it's hot. I like 16 degrees is fine for me. 16, 20, but not more than 20. 20 is my favorite type of temperature, but it rarely happens during the summer. Usually it's much hotter than that, unfortunately for me. And that is why I don't really like to go on warm countries vacations. I like the sea, but if the temperature Like, if those countries will be 20 degrees Celsius, I will be more happy than 40 degrees Celsius. Yeah, definitely. Sorry about whether not dialogue, monologue. But please answer me in the comments. It will be dialogue as well. Conversation. So yeah, here I will add the one more lady to the right corner because I felt like it was a little bit too empty, and yeah, even more ladies won't hurt, right? I like this unnecessary weather talks, small talks we call it, and you call it as well, I believe. Yeah, it's really a thing. Small talks, they help to communicate more, to kind of create this relationship going on. I know that in some countries it's really a general thing to talk about weather. Let me know if it is the thing in your country to talk about the weather quite a lot, and if you like it. Do you actually do small talks? Because I think it's interesting, like, concept, and yeah, it helps to really build connections. And yeah, sorry about unrelated topic again. So I'm doing the same to the inner cover, applying this collage paper with the same technique. First matte gel, then tissue paper, then matte gel on top to protect the paper, and I will dry it, and I will not decorate it anymore. I will only decorate the flaps. I think it's more than enough for the inner part of the box. And we are like slowly getting to the end of this decoration process. It took me too long, but when I realized that my microphone isn't working, I was like relaxed and happy that I can do it for a longer time and decorate more, and it won't really affect my video because I will do a voiceover and kind of speed it up. But yeah, but because when I did the talking to you, I have realized that this video is taking really long and I'm still not even finished, and I wasn't intended to do the inner cover as well because I realized it will be more than an hour long video. But yeah, because it's a voiceover, I was able to do that as well. So I'm covering it with the ink too, and it will oxidize as well, and it will be noticeable because we won't cover it, and that's what I really like. I was really impressed that it oxidized that fast. It usually takes a bit more time to do it, and it's not really water added. It's just, it's not even damp piece. It's not moisture. It's dry, but still it reacts in some way. I'm not sure why. Distress oxides are always a mystery. You don't know what to expect. Well, you do, but sometimes you can have some unexpected results, and that's what I like. So yeah, now it looks more like it was a box and not a white tissue paper. And it looks quite distressed, and I really didn't care about black smudging here because I liked it, and I felt like it is cool. So I'm applying the same masterboard on the inner flap as well. And I think that will be it for the inner part decorations, I hope. And I'm finally using my mat as a guidance for my tearing process, because before it was a little bit more difficult. It won't be really straight for me in my case, but with this mat, yeah, everything is possible for me now. I can use it in not only just as a protection for my table, but with the guidance, it's also great. And of course I can cut through it. Well, not through it, but on it. And here I'm actually distressing it because it looked quite white to me. Not white, but yeah, more bright than other pieces. And now it's a bit more blended. Forgot to close my glue. So yeah, this is ready. Now I will fill my scrap stash with all the scraps that were in before, and yeah, this basically is finished. I don't have that much of small scraps. These are really small scraps. I have some big ones, but I don't really consider them as scraps. I keep storing them, and they are usually for specific projects or such. And these scrap stash I can use whenever I want in collages. And actually, after this video, my scrap stash was weighing a bit more than it was before, because I had even more scraps after that. So yeah, this is the finished look. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the process and my chit-chatting with you, like small talks and such. We've decorated all the flaps on the outside of the box, and the inner part wasn't really decorated like as a whole, but just a bit. And yeah, if you have some boxes that were just laying around, or you were to throw it away, you can use them as well. First I didn't realize I will use this box as my scrap stash, but here we go. So if you like the video, please consider subscribing to my channel, leave a comment on about weather and small talks, and yeah, I will see you soon in my next video. Bye bye! I hope you will have a good day. Bye!